Hello, my name is Will, and I'm taking computer science and software engineering and learning about virtual machines. And for this video, I will be showing you how to install Linux and Ubuntu um, virtual machine on Oracle VirtualBox. But before we do that, I want to go over some brief terminologies and what virtual machines are, what hypervisors are, what host computer specs I have, and then what computer hardware means and what is Linux. That's the terminology I'm going over. So first, hypervisors is the engine that runs the virtual machine. It controls allocation, isolation, and performance, making visualization and modern cloud infrastructure possible. There's two different types. I'm not going to go over all of them, but I'm using the second type, which is a hosted one, which is using the computer, like it's ran on another operating system. And there's different types of virtual machines you could do, but I'm using Oracle. I've used VMware. I like that one personally, but we're learning how to do Oracle for in class. Um, it's easier to install with a hosted one, and that's the reason why we're using that. And it's a little bit more expensive to have the type 1. So here's my host computer specs. I have a 12th gen Intel i5, 12,500, has 6 cores, and it runs at around 3,000 megahertz. And I have 32 gigabytes of RAM available on my system, and I have 570 gigabytes of free space on my disk. So what does some of this hardware mean? So a CPU is a central processing unit. It's the main processor of the computer. It basically just it executes instructions and performs calculations and controls almost everything the system does. The CPU is most likely the thing doing it. The the RAM is short-term memory, and it stores the data and programs the CPU is actively using right now. So like example would be um, Chrome, because I'm using it right now. There's a bunch of stuff that's being put into the RAM right now. And then the hard drive is the long-term storage. So like anything in your file explorer is on your hard drive. There's two different kinds. One's in a hard disk drive, which is older, slower, and it's like a uses like a magnet thingy bob, and it like that whole disk. It's cheaper, but not the greatest. SSDs are solid state drives, and they're newer, no moving parts, way faster and more reliable. Because if you drop like an hard disk drive, then it could like mess up all your files. But if you drop an SSD, it probably won't mess your files. So usually SSD's better, but it's a little more expensive. So kind of up to your budget. A GPU is basically anything that is on the screen right now. So like this video is the GPU is processing what it should see, and this could go from 3D modeling, video editing, and like all sorts of stuff. The CPU handles the general logic, and the GPU handles massive visual math. So, what is Linux? Linux is an operating system like Windows or Mac OS. It is what controls the hardware and lets you run programs. It's free and open source. It's fast and stable and secure. It runs on pretty much most servers in the world, on supercomputers, cloud systems, stuff like that. Android is built on Linux too, and most people use it for coding, servers, cybersecurity, and like old PCs that like can't run Windows anymore because it's very lightweight compared to Windows. And that's the main reason why I'm doing it, or at least the main reason why we're using it. And that's all our terminologies. To install a virtual machine, you want to go to the home page on Oracle VirtualBox, and you need to click the new little, like, I don't even know what kind of blob, the little blob thing. Once you click on it, it'll give you a bunch of options, and you can put in the name of the virtual machine and where you want to put it, and where is your ISO image, and all that fun stuff. I'm calling it practice vlog. Now you gotta put where you want the OS to be held in your hard drive. So I personally have it held in, or want it to be held into my folder in virtual machines, and it's going to be practice vlog OS. That's where I put my OS. Now you gotta put where your ISO image is, and you can get the ISO image from like anywhere. Well, not anywhere. You gotta get it from the Ubuntu.com. I have it linked on my website. But then you click next, and then you type in the username you want your virtual machine to have. I just did practice vlog as my username, and you gotta make sure there's no spaces or capitalized letters. And then host name, make sure that doesn't have any spaces in it. But yeah, I messed up my username here. There's a capitalized and there's a space, which I didn't realize. Then you click next once you're done with that. And then I have 32 gigabytes of memory, as I said in the beginning. So I'm going to put 16, that's just about half of it, 16.3 something. I just use the little thing about it because it's pretty precise, actually. And it's 4 CPUs, 4 processors I'm using, or 4 cores, and using around 20 gigabytes of disk drive. After that, you want to click next, and then this just gives you a brief summary of what you did and what you used. Just double check it, make sure everything's correct, like where it's stored at and all that stuff. Then once you're done reviewing, you click finish, and then it should start booting up automatically. So the rest of this is automated, so I just sped it up. And so enjoy some lobby music while it does its thing. Before I hop into the virtual machine, I want to show you some tips and tricks. So one would be holding the right control and clicking F, and that should bring you to the full screen. And you probably could see that there's some black borders, and you don't really want that. To get rid of these black borders, it's be in your virtual machine. You have to go into settings, which is clicking there and then there. And then you have to go to displays, and then and then make sure you click to your screen's resolution, which ours is 1920 by 1080. And then you click keep changes, and then now you don't have any more borders anymore. You can click X. And then you have a fresh Linux install. So one thing I would like to show you is how to update the OS and make sure and how to do a snapshot. So before you do any like big updates or any major changes to your OS, you should always um, take a snapshot, which you can go to machine up here and click take snapshot, and you can name it. Since this has nothing on it, so you can just I'll just call it raw uh, snap, or I'm just gonna say raw OS. And let's click OK, and then it'll take a second to take a snapshot. I'll be back when it's, oh, there you go, never mind, I don't have to do anything. Okay. And then after that, now you can go to, let me go back to full screen, which is right control F. You go into your software updater, and then it'll check for updates. And if you have an update, then it will update for you, or it'll ask you. So it'll show you if you want to download the newest software. For the sake of this video, I don't think I will. But you just click install now, and it's the same process as, it's basically just restarts it, and you should be good after that. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial slash like history, not history, but like learning. I hope you learned something new. Actually, I probably should restart that. Um, Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you learned something new. And make sure you like and subscribe if you like more, if you like this content. And see ya.